Hello and welcome to I Love Gay today. And today we're exploring the world of history again because we've done one with Dan Bow not too long ago. This time we're with Andrew Lear from Oscar Wilde Tours. How you doing, Oscar? How you doing,
Yeah,
Oscar?
yeah.
How you doing, Andrew?
People do that. They say, I get phone calls from like particularly web developers who say, "Is this Oscar?"
It's Oscar there. I am having one of those days. It's Friday.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's a strange period. Our minds are all drifting away.
Yeah. But no, you do these incredible tours. In fact, when you started doing these at the Met in New York, I was on one of your first tours.
Yeah, I think that's true. About 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us about it. It's
That's
the gay secrets of the Met.
So I retired as a professor, and I was. It's actually was such a chance happening. I was on a tour myself, a tour of Oscar Wilde's life in New York, which is great. And this guy was walking with me, and he said that he'd given a tour at the Met that morning. And I said, "Well, can you do that?"
Yeah.
Because, I've given a million tours at the Met, but always as a professor with students. And he said, "Yeah, you just, there's a group tours office, you do whatever you want." And so at that moment, just about the same day, the All Ivy Plus Gala in New York had asked me to give a lecture. And so I said, "Well, why don't I put together a tour for you at the Met instead?" And so I started, I'm a scholar of Greek antiquity. And so I knew there was lots of homoerotica in the Greek and Roman collection at the Met. But I thought, well, maybe there's some other stuff somewhere else. And I started meandering around the museum, and I found that it was this great place for gay history in a way that had previously not occurred to me. So I put together this tour called The Gay Secrets of the Metropolitan.
Yeah.
And that developed into a whole, I do gay secrets tours there at the Boston Museum of Fine Arts, the London National Portrait Gallery. And then I have these longer tours as well. All of which, of course, is not happening now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you make it more accessible now, because one of my takeaways being on that tour with you is that, and I've been to the Met several times on my own, is that it's so huge that, I want to say, exaggerate and say it would take a lifetime to go through it, but it's not that far off. It's that big. And so I remember being there with you and just realizing there are so many nooks and crannies and places you could probably take people there. And this probably gives you an opportunity.
I do 10 different tours at the Met.
Oh, yeah.
Gay Secrets is just one of them. I have a tour about courtesans and royal mistresses called the Shady Ladies of the Metropolitan. And I have all kinds of, I have a Halloween tour called Frightened, Valentine's Day tours. There's all these different tours because they say that the Met is an encyclopedic museum, but that's slightly inaccurate because it is the encyclopedic museum. Every other museum has a shtick. Like the National Gallery does painting or something. Museums do this, they do that. Met does art. That's its shtick. Art, any culture, anytime.
Incredible. But
enormous.
But you've had to do, obviously with everything going on, tours and museums and everything being closed, so you've kind of made a bit of a pivot for your business, and it seems to be working. Want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's going great. I'm actually really excited about it all. Well, the Met, as far as I know, they say they're opening August 29th.
Yeah.
But they said July, so I can keep slipping into the future. And needless to say, when a museum opens now, it's not going to be open the way it used to be.
No.
So we're not going to be able to have 20 people standing around in front of a statue, blocking traffic, none of that's going to happen, at least until 2021. So I immediately thought, I've got to do something else. And because I happen to also be the founder of a tech company, I'm very used to doing Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
Most people in the tour industry probably aren't on Zoom meetings all the time. I am anyway. And so I thought, I should do some tours over Zoom. And so I've put on a bunch of my different tours. I have two different things going. The women interest tours, like the Shady Ladies, Nasty Women, those are all happening.
Yeah.
At least 1 week. And then on the gay side, the gayer side, shall we say, it's not just me. I put together a series of tours called Zooming Through Queer Culture.
Okay.
With Dan. You mentioned Dan. Dan Vo did his tour of the Victoria and Albert Museum. Anybody who has a kind of fun tour or lecture that they can do around a PowerPoint. And it's really been incredibly successful, and it's a great thing. I'm really happy with that.
This whole, yeah, there's I think we're going to find a variety of silver linings of what we've all gone through in terms of, because it's pushed us into trying new things that we hadn't thought of or really considered doing. And yours is one of them, in that sense that these virtual tours seems to be taking off. I see you on other video podcasts out there on being interviewed about what you're doing. And so you're in many ways more reaching a whole new audience. You're probably getting more exposure, and people are paying attention because that's the nature of where we're at today.
Well, and the thing about a tour online is when I do a tour at the Met, I can take 20 people. And of course, it's only people, I would say 90% it's people from the tri-state area.
Yeah, yeah.
Who, don't mind spending $70 to go to a museum and are free for a couple of hours on a specific day. And so it's in a sense very limited. Whereas you do an hour tour on Zoom and sell it on Eventbrite, and
Yeah.
I get at least 100 people every time, and I'm sure a lot of them are from Australia.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's
So
wonderful.
I think really glad of it.
I enjoy seeing it, and I've enjoyed seeing you out there on different shows. And but you're also expanding even on this. We were talking earlier, and you were saying you're podcasting, YouTube. You're going for it, huh?
Yeah, I have a YouTube show. I've been thinking of doing this for a very long time.
Yeah.
Because my tours are about themes, so they can easily be a YouTube show. And I'm doing a YouTube show called The Sexy Secrets of Great Art.
That ought to get a good following.
But the first 3 episodes, which we're just about to launch, but the first 3 episodes are about the fact that a lot of art is about sex.
Yeah,
That's all. People tend to try to back off from that, but no. Until the mid-19th century, there was nothing else sexy that people could look at.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that is in fact one of its jobs, is to be like softcore porn.
Yeah.
And I do one episode about classical mythology as softcore porn, and then 2 episodes about religious art as softcore porn.
Yeah.
There's one episode is called Bathing Beauties of the Bible, and the next episode is called Sexy Saints.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's super fun.
You got some great stuff. And so what I'm going to do is make sure that when we post this, you have some really good links that I had found that I'll make sure are all kind of linked in the YouTube video, as well as all your social media profiles and so forth, so that people can find you and start following you. And because I've loved it over these years, and I think I think there's a whole new world of people that are going to fall in love with it as well.
Thank you very much. And the podcast is coming.
Fantastic.
That's next.
Thanks so much for being here and sharing the story from your cozy nook there in P-Town.
That's right. Beautiful.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, it was lovely. I'm very nervous. I have to go to Boston for a day, and I know in places like Boston it's like 90 degrees.
Yeah, you've got it made there right now. So
I have not even been. It's been 80 here.
I love it. So yeah, look forward to seeing you again in the real world.
You too. Thanks, Matt.
And in the meantime, thanks so much for being here and sharing your story with us.
Thank you. Have a good.
Take care.
Good time. Ciao. Nice summer.